So I'm just having a little fun with the OP-1 SP combo. The drums are actually in the OP-1 this time. So using the compressor on the external input. So if you hit shift here, it brings up the routing and how you want to do it, right? Hit input, and then you have options: cassette, vinyl sim. Like this one's cool if you want to you want that warm saturation. One of my favorites is just use the warm saturator, right? But if you just want some simple compression without the extra warmth, I usually just go for the compressor like that, right? Exit out of that. Then if this is cool, I mean, obviously the real deal is we only got 4 tracks on the OP-1. So I don't use the OP, like a lot of people like, oh, that's too expensive, no, only 4 tracks, whatever. Bottom line is, I don't always use the tracks. I might use the tracks to get the idea set here, but I'm gonna eventually, the same thing I do with the MPC, the same thing I do here. I don't do the whole song in any of these hardware devices. I end up sending them to a desktop, or sometimes I'll use the iPad AEM, but it's not like I'm putting the parts together in these devices, but I'm actually finishing, any song I do is going to be finished in Ableton for the most part. I don't finish songs in these groove boxes. And it's not that I can't do it in here. I actually could do it in here. I could start the song in here, bring it over to here, and just finish out the parts that way if I wanted to. Or vice versa, I could start it here and bring it here and finish it out and then send the parts out. But I really think when you have options, you're not worried about it, right? You just use the options you have. And if you don't have many options, then use that what you have, right? It's just what it is. But what I like is, technically, if I use the SP and this together, or even the iPad and this, I could use the drumming on either the iPad or the drumming here on the SP. So I could go shift 14, and that opens up my SD card. Samples, go in here to drums. I know it's hard to see that little screen, and the camera sometimes can make it super unclear. I bought recently the I got the lifted noise vinyl drums, which I really love those. So check his channel out, and I think they were only like $7. Really nice packs. Where is it? It's my Eldre is what I'm looking for. There they are, Eldre drum kit. I just bought the volume 4. I just like his music, right? So he's got some good kicks. I'm gonna put that kick in. And I'll put I'll put 2 in, if you know what I mean, like put 2 in, because I might want to link them together. And then I'll go back and grab me a snare. I'm going to put a rim in first, and then I'm going to grab a snare. I think I'm going to go with this one, maybe. Number 7. 6. All right. So we can use both. Okay. Now let's go back and let's grab hats. I'm going to put a couple hats in. That one. And then I'm going to get one open hat. That'll work. That one. There's some foley in there too, and his stuff, which is dope. Like he did some cool stuff with forks and kind of very percussive like foley, but I like it. And then he did some sound effects. So if you need like the risers and things, simple risers that you can use, and he did bass stuff. I'm not gonna touch the bass stuff right now. Just want the drums. So I like to go shift and pad 7, and that's the link. So you can link two things together. I'll link these. Where am I? Right here. I'll link these and maybe that one together. Let's see. So I'm gonna go back and actually I forgot to take gate off of these things. All right, I don't like them linked, so sometimes I usually do it just to stack them right, but oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna take those off too. I'm gonna leave the drum, let's see. I like the kicks kind of linked together, but the hats and this, I might run them separate. If the sound is too low, but see, I don't want this too high. And the only thing I wish they would do, I guess you could do it technically by turning up and resampling it. But man, I'm shaking that camera. Sorry about that. It would be cool if, in theory, you could, if the SP would allow you to do like, maybe like by 1 and 3, be able to adjust the volume versus just going in and normalizing it. Well, technically, I take that back. I'm tripping. I'm really tripping right now. Sorry, having a moment. You can adjust the volume. The problem is when the volume is low on these or this, you're gonna have to go in. Watch, I'm gonna show you. You have to go in and go here, go normalize. Go here, go Go here, go normalize. And then if you want the volume lower, just go ahead and lower it. I'll normalize that and normalize that. I'm not going to do anything to the kicks. One second. Okay, so sorry about that. So I really, I'm passionate about the SP, probably even more than any other piece of equipment I have. Well, maybe not the OP-1. I like it. These two items, hardware-wise, I'm probably the most passionate. I love the MPC, but I think I love the plugins that they've added more recently. Take a sip of coffee 1 second. So I'm more passionate about that. But you see how I got this going? I could take out the that and just so you see how I could start it in here maybe, and then when I get back, let's say if I didn't have my SP with me, I could get my SP out, come in here, and then throw in the pieces. So let's do that for a second. Let's go into pattern mode. And if you got to remember which one you're on. I'm on H, so you don't get confused. If you get confused, just use one solid whole project for your song so you don't get confused. I get confused easy, but I try to remember that I typically use one bank for all my stuff anyway. So that's just how I do it personally. All right, so let's do pattern. We're in pattern. We're going to hit record. We got to set the BPM in here to match what the BPM is here. So I did 80 BPM on this. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick pattern. We're going to do the drums first. So the simple way is do a 2-bar to start. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do a 2-bar, and I'm going to put the quantize up just for the snares. And if you see here, you can adjust the grid. So if you want to bring the grid back down, maybe you want to do your hat to like 50%. Some people turn it all the way off. If you got the, if your quantization or your hat game is on point, then so be it, you know? Okay, now I'm gonna do the kicks. Turn this off. All right, I don't like the kick. So there is a simple way to do this, and I just saw Lift the Noise talk about it. I got to go learn that way. I haven't really learned it. So my method of the madness was always touch record, hit here, and then use the TR rec to fix any errors that I want to remove, right? So I did a double kick or something on there. So once you hit record, now you can touch this pad and see where you, I think it's that first one. Then put it back in. There you go. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. So then I'll take and go pattern edit, touch this pattern, and you'll see I have the menu. This is where he was doing his adjustments. I'm just gonna use it for right now. I'm just gonna do duplicate and make it a 4-bar loop. So now that's a 4-bar versus just the way it was. And I'm gonna record in the part. So obviously I want, let's see here. There's the chords. This is a 4-bar pattern too, by the way, I did on the OP. Okay, now I'm gonna record that in. So what I'm gonna do is I like to go copy, resample. And now I'm gonna copy to this pad rather. Now I'm gonna resample. I tried to put those two together for a second. But before I do so, let's see here. I'm gonna hit resample, exit out of that, hit resample. I'm gonna hit the record setting, and I need to make sure it's going to the external in. Okay, that's crucial. If you don't wanna record the whole thing together. I'm just trying to record just this part onto its own pad. So these blinking 8 are is not in pattern mode, it's in the regular bank, right? So it's asking me, these are my drums. It's asking me where do I want to put it. I'm going to put it on 1. I don't know why I decided to start. That was weird. All right, go back. Resample. Now I put it on 2. It doesn't matter. I can always move it. All right, so we're going to hit resample. It's going to wait for me to start the trigger here. So I am going to press. This and the play button at the same time, right? I'm gonna let it play through one cycle and then capture the first part of the second. Right there. So you see how I went back to, so now if I go out here, out of pattern mode, I'm still in H, right? Hopefully I did this right and I didn't record in the, I think I might have recorded in the wrong one. This happens more often than not. think I recorded in the wrong one. Exit out of there. Go back to H, because you see I have nothing here. So let's try this again. All right, so we're going to go resample. We're going to go into pattern mode. We're going to hit resample. It's asking me where do I want to put it. I'm going to put it on the 1. And then it's telling me go ahead and play at the same time. So here we go. All right. I think I did that wrong. Oh, no, I did it right. Okay, hold on. There we go. Now, for some reason, it always comes out, even when I have compression, it comes out low, the volume. I like to go ahead and normalize everything. And then I'll go back in if I need to adjust the volume. Take the gate off. So hopefully you can, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit closer so you can focus on this side. And by the way, I did learn this from Lifted Noise too. If you hit exit and then the pad, it'll stop it automatically versus having to hit this like 4 times, which I really think that's kind of, I don't understand that. But this and the pad, but I guess that's to stop the whole thing versus this is stopping whatever pad you're on. Whatever, it works really well. All right, start in, I'm gonna edit now. You can see, because I let it hit that next spot, you know exactly where you should cut it, which is pretty much right there. And all I have to do is zoom in to fine tune that cut just to make sure it goes out at the right time. So I like to get it right there. That looks good. Might better go in a little bit more. Let's see. I think that's probably it right there. All right, and then I will truncate just that ending, right? So now it should be a good loop. To test it, I'll just play here. If the loop sounds in time, then it's good enough, right, for timing purposes. Okay, that actually, hold on a second. I messed up. It should have been up here. I don't know why I thought it was that far. Okay, that's fine. Let me make sure, double check. Because once you cut it, it's yours for the, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, truncate. All right, so I cut it at the wrong spot originally. I didn't realize it was that. Let's try this again. And he did show Lifted Noise. In fact, that video he put out was just like yesterday. There you go. Now that's on time. Perfect. He was showing that you can listen to the end of your track by, and I don't know why my brain right now just can't remember exactly what it was, but he was showing you can listen to it by holding, I want to say it's either the roll button he was holding. I have to go back and look at it myself to get it down. But anyway, check his video out. Really good video on that. All right, so we got our sample. We go back to pattern mode. Pretty simple. My light changes because I'm using the computer light to capture it. So I'm in H. This is the one that I want to put on. This first one's just drums. This is a set of the drums. So we're going to go record, hit this pad, and then we're going to make sure we're in TR rec, and then hit record again. It'll start playing. You go in and hold sub and select the pad, right? Take the loop off because you don't want it to do that. It's going to loop automatically. All right, and then you just got to place it. So I like to set the velocity I want it to hit at. Around 60 is fine to me. Let's see how that goes. I like it. Sounds good. So hit exit. Now the pattern is set. Now you can do the next part if you want. And this gets faster as you get used to it. It's not really... So mute part 2 in there. I'm holding shift in here and then mute. Now I'm on track number 3, which is, what is track 3? Oh, I got to turn my external source on. There we go. All right, so it's like a melody. So I'm gonna make a copy, put that there, same principle. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna hit record. And what I'm gonna, not record, exit out. We're gonna hit resample, hit this button. Okay. Actually, exit out of there. I wanna put it on number 2, so I'm gonna hit 2. Now it's just telling me to press the pad. When I'm ready, it's gonna wait for the trigger. Same principle. Stop it there because external source has to be on. For some reason it wasn't on, so I'm gonna hit that pad. Now we should be ready, and exit out one more time because I accidentally didn't hit the play button. That was a user error right there. So we're gonna put that on track number 2. Now we should be ready. I stopped it there. So you see I let that extra little thing at the end, right? So take the gate off, go into start. I know it's gonna be too low, so I'm gonna go ahead and normalize it. This is gonna be too loud, so I'll have to turn it down. So there's where it goes. Right there. Truncate that. All right, so now we have our loop for this portion. Exit out, go back into pattern, record, select this pattern, leave it in TRX. It's already there, so you don't have to really do much with it. And then all you're gonna do is just go ahead, hit record, sub 2. Okay, and now you get to place it as you want it. I'm gonna place it at like about 30. Well, I'll do 40. Too loud. I'm gonna do it at about 30. You know what, I'm gonna do it at 20. Do it at 20. That's better, because it's not too loud, right? Because I normalize everything, because unfortunately, so. There's a workaround for that if you want to. If you don't want to normalize it, you can literally like resample it and change volume as you resample it, pick a volume that you think is a good volume and resample it at that volume. My thoughts is hopefully that Roland will add some way to have different increments of normalization. Like there's a normalize 100%, 25%, or something like that, where you could say, all right, I'm gonna normalize this maybe 25% or 10% or even one, whatever. Sometimes they do like 1x, 2x, 3, whatever. It would just be nice to do that. But I guess the big deal is you could just really go in there and turn the volume at the level you want it and just resample it at that and be good. Whatever you want to do. Anyway, just thoughts. Oh, so what I mean by that is if I'm not in pattern mode, let's say like this is too loud. Right here, you can just go in and adjust the volume. So you don't have to do it on the velocity that you hit it in on there when you're putting it in there. You could just do it here. And then, but I think once you record it, it pulls from here, but I'm not sure if it's just triggering it from there. So it's some things I don't really know. That's beyond my scope of understanding. I'd have to deep dive for that one, but I like where it's at, so it's good. And then if I want to add more, so let's say I want to build on that, I could just play into it, right? Play into more if I want to, or if I want to erase the drums from here, I could, and just add in something here. I think I have track 4 that's still open. Yeah, there's nothing on 4. So I could use it, build a bass. Oops, go here. And do whatever I want to do. So to be honest with you, I don't even remember what chords I played because I did this little thing like last night, I think it was, or maybe a day or so ago. I can't remember, and I don't remember what chords I played, so I have to go back and listen. I could probably figure it out, but I'm not going to do that on camera right now, where I have to sit here and try to figure out what I played. That's one of the things that you accept when you use the OP-1 is that it's not MIDI, it's recording audio, right? So kind of like same in here, you're not going to see what chords you play. You're just going to have to know. So if you want MIDI, the MPC is definitely the best to go with if you want just MIDI stuff where you can see everything like a regular DAW. But to me, the joy of using these type of devices is that now you're having to do more listening to it. Now, when it comes to recording keys and things like that, one of my suggestions is always name which you can see right here. You can now name in the OP-1 field, but name the track other than just having a date. I didn't name this track, so I don't know what key it's in, but I could have put the key in at the time when I recorded it, and that makes it easier if I know the key that I was in. And again, I can figure it out, but it's just not, for everybody's not gonna want to sit there and try to figure out what the key was. So I always say at least put the key in the title somewhere so that you know. And that'll make it easier when you record. But yeah, and so now you could just go and add effects. Little vinyl crackle. That's what you want. One of my favorites that has just become one of my favorites is lo-fi noise. And then you can use the cutoff. See what I'm saying? So there you go. All right, that's it for this video. Just wanted to do a quick one, just have a little fun, show you some things I was messing with, and hopefully you pick up something in there that you like. And I also like to use, I think I showed this in other videos, to use the iPad for like scalar 2. You can use your phone for tonality, and Bluetooth it straight into here and record the chords. And you can Bluetooth into here and send those chords out to the SP404. So I know a lot of people are using the Roland J6, which is cool. It's its own little standalone device to do. But if you have a phone and you want to use that method too, that works as well. And because you got the USB-C here, you can always hook the iPad directly to here and do it straight into here and record chords the same way using, I like to use AUM, but that's my favorite to use, but use whatever you have. All right, that's it for this video. I'm out.